our second main topic, we want to talk about something that we talked about last week, which is Hocus Pocus 2. So last week, Shane, you were here. We talked about how Hocus Pocus 2 is now the biggest Disney Plus streaming movie ever released on their streaming app. And so with all the buzz behind it, we were like, oh, we got to go check this movie out. So we haven't talked about this at all, so I'm pretty excited to do that. Shane, I watched Hocus Pocus 2, and I watched it with my wife and daughter, and it was definitely and by far the worst movie I've seen all year.
Really?
It was horrible, guys. It was exhausting. The last thing I remember was when it ended, that me and my wife simultaneously let out a sigh of relief of, thank God that's over. Look, I will say this, and I told you this, Shane, is that my favorite part about the movie, the one redeeming quality it has, is that seeing Bette Midler and is it Sarah Jessica Parker and seeing those three ladies back was awesome. It was really cool to see them out there. They looked like they were having a blast, and it looked like it was a lot of fun to be made. I'm sure this movie is probably better, suited for children or younger audiences, and probably not for me, but I gave it a go, and man, it really was just awful. Like, I wanted to like it so much, and but I also wanted to shut it off the whole way going through. So that's my thoughts on Hocus Pocus 2. I mean, there was some things that I thought were, good about it. I like the cast. I like, the people they brought in that aren't from the original. I enjoyed them. Even the main girl, I mean, I didn't mind them. I thought that they did well. Some of the stories just kind of a little too stupid for me, You got these great, powerful witches that are just
morons.
Yeah. Too stupid to make it to the next night, But they have all the power at the palm of their hands. I loved how the book was kind of like Mjolnir. Mm-hmm. She could just call it over to her. I loved that. There's little things, like I said, that I did enjoy about it. I also liked how the book, kind of had emotions, and they gave it, emotions into the end of the movie, spoilers, when things happen, the book cries and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool and unique. And
we also saw the book sweating, too.
Yes, right. When she's looking for him, right? He's perspirating because he doesn't want to be found. I thought that was great. I mean, there was things in there I liked, but again, overall, honestly, it was definitely just the worst movie I've seen all year. I mean, and I would like to preface that by saying over the weekend, I went back and watched the original Tremors, and of course we know Tremors is one of the best movies of its day, of its kind, and it was so good. I thought, well, I want to go watch whatever the newest Tremors is. I haven't seen Tremors since I was 13, So I found this movie called Tremors Shrieker Island, and it stars John Heder. I was telling you about it a little bit, and they bring back Bert from the original movie and a couple other characters. And honestly, I had a blast with it, and it really emphasized to me how bad Hocus Pocus 2 really is, because I don't need a lot, and I didn't get what I needed from this movie to enjoy it enough, guys. Shane, you had a chance to check out Hocus Pocus 2. I haven't heard your thoughts on it at all, but I'm very intrigued. What'd you think, buddy?
I didn't mind it as much as you did. I thought it drug in a lot of places, especially towards the end. I just remember thinking, just end already. And they had this problem of repeating things over and over again. It's like, okay, we're back to this person, and they got to explain the same thing again. So I think that's also extended it. But to be quite honest, I didn't mind it as much as you did. I actually enjoyed it better than Werewolf by Night. But I also didn't think it was, that great either. But I did have a better time, I guess, even though by the last 20, 30 minutes, I'm just like, please end this already.
Worn out. Yeah, that's how I felt.
But I liked all the stuff they added to it. And, like you said, the additional characters, what is it, Gilbert the Great or whatever. He was hilarious.
Yeah, he was great. I love that guy.
Yeah, and, the mayor, the guy who played the mayor, that was terrific.
The guy from Arrested Development.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was great. I love
Fantastic.
that. See, again, I love the cast. I really did.
Yeah, and, so I liked all the stuff they added to it. You have this, sub story about these girls finding out one of them's a witch. So I kind of like that element. You know, we're bringing in. It's not just a rehash of the first film. So I did enjoy that, but I just thought it took too long to do anything. You know, I thought. A good example would be, these two girls are trapped in the stairs, and we had this foreshadowing moment at the beginning of the movie where if you burn this spice, it gets rid of curses. Well, they're trapped in this basement, and they have no stairs. And immediately, I'm thinking, oh, well, burn the spice. And eventually, they get to that point. But that scene that probably should have only been maybe a couple minutes, it was like a 10-minute scene. It was like everybody that was watching was just like, yeah, burn the stupid thing already. Get out of there. We get it. So it just, you could tell that the creators really wanted to honor the characters, the movie, and really went into depth of who some of these side characters were. And that was nice, but maybe it was too drawn out and you went a little extreme. I think, if it have another edit to it, take out 20 minutes or so of that movie, I think that we'd probably be talking about a really good movie.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That especially on the idea that as it started to drag on again, that it just became like a marathon, and that I was just becoming more and more exhausted, and this month specifically is definitely not a feeling we want to feel, because what I want to feel is what I felt after watching Tremors, which was cool, more of this, more of anything, just and then it made me watch another one, and I loved it, and I want to keep that spiral going on, because when I hit a movie like Hocus Pocus, it fatigues me on movies, and it's like, I need a break now for a minute. But when a movie is really good, I'll watch another one right away, like immediately. Like that's what I did with Tremors. Like I watched the newest one right when it was over. So you hate to see that. I'm glad that you enjoyed it a little bit. It definitely wasn't better than Werewolf by Night. It wasn't even close to the same level for me, that's for sure. But
I just was not a big fan of Werewolf by Night. There were too many moments that they hampered the story by sitting around and talking about their feelings on characters that I didn't care about. And so, they tried to build these stakes that we didn't care about. And then they also tried to build the stakes. And then after 20 minutes of the movie, they do a twist and, those aren't really the stakes. So it's like, okay, well, what is this about? Oh, we got to sit and explore our feelings. And I just wanted something campy, fun, and horrific. And
I like the twist. I like that you mean the twist that we find out that, this main character is the Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
right?
That was so obvious. I don't think that was a twist at all.
Really? Oh, yeah. Well, for me watching it, I definitely didn't catch that until, after we met Man-Thing and after it was.
Well, how they set it up, so they're on this monster quest to kill this monster. So initially you're just like, oh, it's Werewolf by Night. We're coming into Werewolf by Night. I can't wait to see. This is going to be cool. And then you get to the point where you find out that that's not the monster. It's not Werewolf by Night. I don't want to spoil. I'm terrible at spoiling things, so I really apologize out there. That's just like, man, Shane can go straight to hell. But we find out it's not only that it's not Werewolf by Night, but it's not even a monster. In fact, it's this lovable character.
Yeah.
And so then instantly,
well, monster to who though, Shane? Because I mean,
he looks horrific,
yes, because he's a monster to somebody, maybe not to us. Now,
he looks like a monster.
For sure.
He's very much Frankenstein in that vein. Misunderstood, gentle giant.
Sure.
So instantly I'm just like, okay, well, that's not Werewolf by Night. So where's Werewolf by Night? We're halfway through this thing. Oh, it must be our main character. That's who it is. Yes. So, it wasn't even a twist at that point. So maybe that's why I
figured it out. I think you got to stay up until 2 a.m. because you get like a little grogginess going, and you kind of forget even the title, because I didn't even remember what we were watching. I was just into it, and I'm watching it, and I was tired, and I'm thinking, I hope this ends soon. and then when the twist happened, when we found out he was the werewolf, and I'm like, oh, whoa, thought it was going to be Man-Thing. I didn't even know, But anyways, back on topic, Hocus Pocus 2, it definitely isn't. It isn't something I would ever watch again. I mean, I'm glad that people like it. It did also, guys, it kind of set up. What I did like about it, I enjoyed a lot, and you brought this up, was that it introduced a new witch. But actually, it introduced a new coven, right? Because Now you have the three witches. You have the two without powers and the one that's powerful. That's exactly what the sisters are. So moving forward, we could potentially get, another Hocus Pocus style movie, but with, these younger girls as the new Covenant or something like that. They also kind of alluded to that there could be a third one of these coming back, right? Which would be the worst idea ever, right? But if not, it's one of those for why questions, right? But if they did it, it's no longer for why because we know now why, right? It's the biggest Disney Plus movie ever in the history of streaming for them. So of course I could see them doing another one. And honestly, to be 100% fair, if they were to do a third one, I probably would end up checking it out if it came out around this time, around Halloween time. It may be worth checking out again just because my daughter may enjoy it or my wife may enjoy it. But yeah, guys, you had a chance to check out Hocus Pocus 2 yet? What do you guys think? Let us know down in the comment section. Is it something you guys enjoyed? Is it better than the first one? A lot of the critics' reviews and audience reviews are enjoying it a lot more. So let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below.